Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? Welcome back to the Cherry Van Blossom Boutique. How you guys doing? Hello, hi. How's it going? How's it hanging? I am so sorry that I am so freaking late, dude. I am very stressed out right now. I hate being late. I hate being late to functions. It's like the worst thing that you can ever do. Why are you bonking me? I literally just arrived. I just came. I literally just walked in the door. Why are you fighting me this early? For being late? I know. I'm very sorry. I'm sorry. I usually don't tend to be this late, and if I am, I try to tell you guys in advance. But Jesus Christ, it's just there was a lot of challenges getting home, to be honest. But yeah, I came home from my nephew's birthday party, and I can tell you as of right now, I am still convinced that I would not be a good parent. You know why? Because every time I stare at I listen to my nephew's friends talk, I think I would murder a child. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, the way that kids these days are so fucking disrespectful to their parents. And mind you, I wouldn't. I was raised in a way in which I am deathly afraid of my parents, but also have huge, deep respect for them. So I do not know how or why children these days can just, stand up to their parents like that. And it's not even like standing up as in like standing up for yourself, against an injustice or whatever. It's just genuinely children's being brats. I don't know. Would you be a good parent, Pepper? Which, by the way, I forgot to say hello to you. So, hi, Pepper. How's it going? How's it hanging? Like, if I don't forget the child in the freezer, I think I would genuinely probably like, I don't know. It's just I feel so bad for that poor mom whose kid is just so unruly, unwieldy. He was throwing stones to the house next door. And I cannot do anything about it because it's not my child, but I was like, wow. That child has no regard for his own safety. Wild stuff. Yeah, I know, right? But speaking of wild, though, call the police? Yes, I'm gonna call the police on a 10-year-old. Just a good spanking would be great. Like when the child doesn't listen, to any type of reason, like you are trying to do gentle parenting, you're trying to do, punishment, stuff like that. Just if they don't listen, then I feel like it's time for like some physical, some physical punishment. Parental negligence? I mean, I can't call it parental negligence because the mother was there trying to calm her child. It's just the child wasn't listening, and she refused to do more than just, empty threats. It's just frustrating stuff. It's frustrating stuff. But anyway, folks, that's neither here nor there. I think we have been established that I wouldn't be a good parent anyway, and I feel like every time that I am in the vicinity of a child, my patience for them is just going to the ground. I don't agree with any kind of non-consensual physical violence. This is why we aren't getting a kid. I mean, that's fair though. That's fair. I don't want a kid anyway. Like, I recognize in myself that I wouldn't have the patience to raise a child. Never mind the fact that I'm a really forgetful person and I will probably forget to pick them up at school. But also, I know that something fit and that the rage that I would have from being a parent is not fit to be one, Forget the baby in the microwave. Did I tell you that I once put like a whole bar of cheese in the oven and I forgot that I put it there? Quite literally would forget. Quite literally, instead of putting meat in the grill, instead of putting meat in the grill, I'm gonna put the baby in the grill. You know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be like that one, like baby baby game in which the goal is to kill yourself? Do you remember that one? Like one of the players is the parent and the other one is the baby. I want to play that game. That game sounds like fun. But yeah, anyway, folks. Speaking of killing yourself with electrical wire, what are we talking about today, folks? What is the purpose of today's stream? Well, today we're going to be reviewing, if I can. Oh. Hi, Huskin. How you doing, sweetheart? Have you never seen that baby game in which you have two players? One of them is a parent and one is their child, and the goal of the parent is to keep them safe, and the goal of the parent the goal of the child is to kill himself, and the parent you know, is to save the child. You know, then again though, like, babies are just walking hazards. Babies are walking hazards. They genuinely try to get themselves killed like 9 times out of 10. Like, your whole job as a parent is to prevent the death of a child. Why do you think baby proofing exists? Hold on, let me just... I can't type today. Electric. How do you type electric again? Electric type. Fashion review. I keep forgetting to change this. This is the only thing that I keep forgetting. But anyway, so, folks, what are we going to be talking about today? That's the plot of Squid Game Season 3. I don't like Squid Game. Don't talk to me about Squid Game. I mean, I guess so, but I never heard of that as a video game. Really? It was a really popular video game, like, back in, like, 2000s. In the 2000s, really. 2000, like 2000. It was 2010 something. I don't know. Like, it was years ago. It was years ago, but it was really popular. I'm pretty sure that Markiplier and Jacksepticeye played it. But anyway, protect the CGI, baby. Can we stop with CGI babies? I already get enough with the one from what's the name? From, I was gonna say American Horror Story, but that's not the game. Resident Evil. Resident Evil Village has a CGI baby, and it's a scary baby. I don't like. Don't talk to me about Twilight, because I actually enjoyed Twilight until Renesmee came around. It wasn't a good movie. Okay, so, folks, what are we going to be doing today? Well, as I said, we're going to be ranking and reviewing the refashion of the electric type gym leaders. From all the seasons, from all the generations, and that also includes the one Elite Four, because surprisingly there's only one Elite Four gym on one electric type. Electric type? No, there's only one really. I think. Hold on, let me just double check that before I speak out my ass, because I think there's only one, unless they missed it. Hold on. As you can tell, folks, I'm very prepared for this. I'm very prepared. Is there no Elite Four? There is none. Oh shit! I thought that Buckner was I remember Buckner was an Elite Four, not a gym leader. Oh, it was his boyfriend that was the Elite Four, not Buckner. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I guess it's just gym leaders today. It's just gym leaders today. Weird. I wonder why there isn't one yet. Is it because they don't have Pikachu? Is it because Pikachu will not be part of the team? Is that why? Look up Sony PS3 baby if you want Nightmare Fuel. Oh god. Hold on. The final boss of Pokemon has a Pikachu. Maybe. You know what? That would be kind of nice, though. That would be kind of nice. Okay, let me... Oh, God, that is so fucking scary. What the fuck? Huskin! Huskin, why do you make me look this up? Ah! This is... No. No. I don't like horror games anymore. Is Red really the final boss, though? I mean... Okay, but Red is not Red is not an electric type specialist, so sucks to suck, I guess. So let me get into it. Let me get into like the chart that we have here. So, folks, as you guys know, for the most part in this series, my ranks have been a little bit more arbitrary. They have been a bit more. They haven't followed a proper criteria because it was meant to be more of a casual, less about you know, proper critique, and more so me just looking at Pokemon gym leaders and yapping about them and taking you into my mental illness discussion for about 2 hours or maybe an hour and a half, depending on how many they are. But I thought it would be a good idea that moving forward, we should have a criteria so that the points are fair. Because sometimes I just, you know, I just kind of fail to see some things, but they're still there. And therefore, it kind of makes it a little bit less neutral. And to mind you, anything critique when it comes to something creative is subjective. My opinion does not have to reflect yours. It's okay to be wrong. And I know that you guys are, so I'm kidding. It's okay to be wrong. And like I said, everything is subjective when it comes to being creative. So keep that in mind as we move forward. So the 3 categories that we're going to have. Now the rankings are more organized, it seems. Yeah. And you know what this also helps me with? It also helps me for the video that I'm going to come up with later. Because you guys, here's the thing, folks. I'm going to be making these into a video, like a proper recorded video with script and everything. Right now, this is me giving you my cold reads and giving you guys an opportunity to help me change my mind if you have anything to say that may improve or demerit a design. That will be appreciated. Or if you're Pepper, you can just fight me about everything. You know, that also works. So we have 3 categories. Our baseline is a 0. And then it's going to be incrementing by 2. After we get the points, we're just going to average. We're just going to do the median average, and that's going to give us our score. So we're gonna sum up the points and divide it into 3. Okay? Do you guys love math? Because I love math. That's a lie. I hate math. So we have concept and motif. Oftentimes, gym leaders do tend to have their own concept, but they either had nothing to do with the gym leader themselves, or they're just so big and unimportant and barely anything new and nuanced that it doesn't really matter. So we have obviously 5 levels. There is barely a concept of a motive. Mostly this is gonna come with the earlier generations. The earlier generations, you know, before when Pokemon Gym Leader was enough for you to be, it was enough of a job for you to sustain yourself, and Pokemon Gym Leaders didn't have to get a secondary job. They didn't really have anything more going to them other than that this is a person that specializes in this gym, and that's it. There's really nothing that much going on. Then next level is the concept of motif is there, but it needs work. Meaning there is a concept. There is definitely a concept here, but it could have gone further. You know, it could have done more, something more interesting. It's a little bit basic. Then the middle point is the concept of motif work well enough. You know, it's something decent. It's something that feels okay, but it's not particularly exciting. Then we have 8 points, which is, it's really exciting concept, but there's something missing. Oftentimes, I'm just a little bit too critical sometimes, and I just feel like, oh, this is almost perfect, but I just need a little bit more, just a little bit more, just a little, just a tad for it to feel great. And then, you know, 10 is 10 out of 10. 10 is 10 out of 10. What else is there to say? Moving downwards is type representation. How much can you tell that this is a gym leader, and how much can you tell that they're supposed to represent a certain type? Because here's the deal, folks. After what happened with the bug type gym leaders, I can just tell you that a lot of them look like normal NPCs. And that should not happen. A gym leader is like a stepping stone. It's the barricade. It's your challenge. your mini bosses that you're supposed to fight before you go into the big leagues, and then you fight Cynthia, and inevitably get your ass kicked. So this should not be a thing. This should not be happening. And you know, I feel like all the levels are self-explanatory. And finally, color palette. This is even more subjective than the other two, but I needed a third thing to level up the playing field, because otherwise everybody will have either too many points or too little points. So this is a little bit more subjective, but we have color palette. You know, if the color palette works, if it clashes, if it could be better, if it's just okay, or if it's just done to perfection. Any questions so far, class? Any questions so far about what the criteria is? Any comments you may want to add, Pepper? Since you want to fight already? Again though, remember, this is mostly subjective. This is mostly just for me to have a more organized way to go about this. Maybe you can add if they fit the game theme. Well, the thing is I don't know that many of the themes, because I only know the themes of the games that I played. So maybe you're gonna have to help me with that. I'm ready to see a lot of yellow. Oh, I know, there's a lot of yellow here. Almost nobody. You know what's funny? I wonder why almost nobody uses as like blue. Like I think there's only like 2. Okay, how about this, Pepper? How about this? How about you tell me what the regions motives are, and that is like a bonus point type of thing. It can be a bonus point if you can tell me what the motive of the region is. How about that? Alright. With that out of the way then, let's start with this. And we're starting all the way from Gen 1. Lieutenant Surge. An interesting thing about Lieutenant Surge is that he's actually based on around World War II, or I think in the post. It was either during World War II or post World War II. There was a lot of United States soldiers stationed in Japan, and it became a stereotype that all Americans were blonde, had spiky hair, and they look kind of angry. It's the reason why Guile from Street Fighter also looks the same, as you mentioned it, Huskin. So it is a well-known stereotype that happens to have made itself into Pokemon. And remember, these Pokemon games were made like years ago. Even though this is from the remake, it's still a years ago type of thing. So Lieutenant Surge, for the most part, serves a really nice first Electric Gym Leader. Not only because the remake makes it even more obvious that he's Electric type, but the fact that his hair is all spiky and he seems to be a very eccentric, like literally almost Gordon Ramsay type of personality, it just fits really well. And you can tell that he's meant to be a soldier because all of his clothes are green. American. It's American out of 10. And the thing is, there's a lot of colors associated with electricity, and green is one of them. Green is one of the ones that is like less associated. Primarily first is yellow, then it's blue, and then green. That is more or less the order that you're sort of connected to. And I feel like, again, Lieutenant Surgeon does a really good job at expressing that. And now, I think that I really appreciate a lot is a lot of sergeants and military people do tend to have a lot of like decorations when it comes to their stuff. It's like badges of honor type of thing. It's like, you know, it's like the grown-up version of being a Boy Scout. It's kind of like that. So I really do appreciate that in his design, they made the choice to introduce a patch that quite literally has a thunderbolt on it. Like just in case it wasn't obvious, it's right there for you. It's right there. It's quite literally telling you, I am an electric type gym leader. Now, how well this translates into the actual sprites, I'm not sure. Remember, the actual sprites are for a Game Boy, so might not be that obvious. But I generally just like the shapes of Lieutenant Surge. It's like everything looks right, everything looks correct. He's angular. He kind of represents the aggression that electricity can have, because electricity tends to be a very when you think about electricity, you think about something that's sleek, something that is sort of dangerous, and something that it's pointy. And I feel like Lieutenant Surge just does this perfectly. He's very sleek, very pulled together. He can bend me over his knee, and I would appreciate it. So, let us actually go to the chart and give him a grade, shall we? Let's give him a grade. Anything you may want to add? Actually, Pepper, what is the theme of Hoenn? Because this is Hoenn, right? I think. Check. Hold on, let me check. Meow meow. Is it Hoenn? Vermilion Gem. Vermilion City. Is it not Hoenn? Oh, it's Johto. Kanto? I'm so confused. What is this one? Oh, it's Kanto. It's Kanto. Okay, it's Kanto. Honestly, I'm a little bit confused. This guy's from Gen 1. Like I said, the first 3 gens are very confusing to me because I never played them, and I actually never bothered to play the early generations because my favorite Pokemon come from the generation 4 forward, so I haven't played these, okay? So I do apologize for that. As I match my head, I know. He's also in Gen 2, I guess. I think he is. Kanto is like science versus nature. Well, as we experienced with Metal Gear, like quite literally yesterday, I feel that I feel like being a soldier kind of tends to be part of the technological advancement that it takes to be part of that it tends to be part of the military. Like we stated before, a lot of the military advances that happened during the wars for weapons were later on used for the actual improvement of society. So I guess that sort of fits, but I feel like I had to bend a little bit more to get it, you know. I had to bend over and take a good look for me to see that as part of its theme. So maybe he just gets a bonus point. He just gets 1 bonus point. All right, so concept and motif. I feel like the concept is like perfect. He's literally a sergeant. There's really nothing much to. There's really no room for confusion there. I don't think you. Well, maybe you could argue that maybe he looks like an electrician. If you know, the green does help you push into a sergeant type of feel. So I feel like that's right. As for the motif, the fact that they added the patch does help to bring the electric type into a motif type of thing. However, something that I like to do and something that I feel like it could be done here is if you could make his little belt buckle shape, like maybe into like the shape of a thunder. Maybe it would be a little corny. It could be corny. Maybe it would be super corny. But I feel like it would be cool. I feel like that is a nice way to do like motifs without being like super overbearing about it. To just include it in subtle ways, you know, a belt buckle in the shape of a flower, or a belt buckle in the shape of a thunderbolt, you know, or a cloud. That's something that can happen, and that's something that could be nice. So, I think that I'm probably gonna give him 8 points in this one. Like, I think he's perfect, but maybe just a little bit more, just a little, just a tad. It's a really exciting concept, so we're gonna have this right here. Oh, also, one thing that I do want to do before we continue is I want to give a shout out to Squeegee. Squeegee is the person that I got this idea to do this from, and they do have this flow chart that sort of helps rank this type of thing. And I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate it because it helps me get things in order. So Squidgy, shout out to you, sweetheart. Thank you so much for letting me steal your ideas. I'm kidding. Squidgy is the goat. I know, right? Squidgy is the goat. Squidgy is the goat. And I think it's yeah. So, what else? Type representation. That's also a very interesting way to represent the type. Like, again, if we go back to what I said before, a lot of the military stuff was used for of the science that was behind military stuff was used to later help society. Therefore, one of the things that was advanced on is it's a better way to use electricity, and it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. I can totally see the type being represented here. And you can't tell that this is an electric type gym leader. Like, you can't. This is not a normal person. You won't see a lot of people running around with just a military uniform unless they're trying to get their military discount at a restaurant. Which, if that's the case, you know what? You get your bag, sweetheart. You get your bag. Hey Turbo, how you doing, sweetheart? How's it going? I hope you're doing okay. As for the colors also go well together. Like the little bits of red kind of do stand out, particularly with the Pokeball. It is really nice to look at. It is like it brings you. It kind of prevents him from looking a little bit too much like Guile from the Street Fighter. So it's nice. Yeah. So let's do the math. Shall we? Let's see if you guys can do the math before me. What's the math over here? So that's gonna be 8 multiplied by 3 divided by 3. It's just 8. No, dude. You multiplied and then divide. So he's a solid 8 out of 10. Guys, you summed them and then you divide it to get the average. You guys are even worse at math than me. Dude. Remember, we're trying to get an average score. An average out of 10. Okay, let me explain that one more time then. We're going to add all of these points together and then divide them by 3 to get the average. Remember, we're going from a 1 to 10 scale. Does that make more sense now? I'm sorry, I was a little stupid and I forgot. I forgot to explain that. There was no need to make any math if you were looking for the average. Listen, I forgot that 8 plus 8 plus 8 divided by 3 is 8. Okay? Leave me alone. Leave me alone. This is still a work in progress, okay? I'm working with what I can. Also, it's gonna go up to a 9 out of 10 because he does fit the theme of science based on specialist nature. So it's a 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10 for Lieutenant Surge, which is a pretty good for the first score. I don't think anybody from the first generation has gotten an almost perfect score yet. So that's really nice. Really nice indeed. All right, moving on to the next one, which could be Watson. What a shocker of a name, if you will. What a shock is that name. You know what? I feel like the puns of the electric type gym leaders. I feel that the puns of the electric type gym leaders are more on the nose because, you know, we have Lieutenant Surge, Watson, Iono. I think the only one that doesn't have like an immediate you can recognize it as a pun is Elisa. Unless you, well, who else is there? Clement, actually. What is Clement? Because Clement doesn't sound like a pun. I don't know. Okay, moving on. So we have Watson, the cheery old electrified man. Now here's the deal, folks. This is one of the ones that doesn't really have a concept behind them except for like, it's electric, put yellow on it, making jolly. He doesn't really have a concept behind him other than that. Now, I can deduce a concept by myself by looking at his other sprites and by looking at the fashion that he's wearing. Because remember, folks, fashion is the way that people express themselves. Again, I'm doing this series because, you know, you cannot look at fashion and a character without thinking about character design and vice versa. So we can glean something out of this. And the first thing that immediately comes to my mind is an electrician. A retired electrician, in fact. Because he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt, which is, again, very American thing to do. I don't think that Watson is American. I don't think he explicitly said that he's based anything in America. He might be, but I'm not sure if he is. But that's the thing that I think of it immediately. Like, you know, this is the old man who never actually gets help from anybody. He will fix the toilet. He will fix the leak on your floor. I don't think he's supposed to be. He's not supposed to be anything. Being like he's supposed to be more of a personality trait rather than a job. Like I said, remember the first few. No, dude. On the remake, he's quite literally on. On the remake, he's quite little, his gym has nothing to do with a mall. He's just on a what's the name? He's like an electrostatic field. I could be wrong though. I didn't do that much research on Watson, to be honest, because again I didn't have a lot of time for this. Let me just double check that. Watson, what's your deal, Watson? Let me see. Mall. Pokemon Ruby. Doesn't seem like it. Like the city itself looks like a mall. That's what it looks like. Does he own it? Like, do you actually have reliable information of that? Like, the city itself doesn't look like a mall. That's what I can see from this. It's supposed to be a power plant, but it sounds like a mall. And does he own it? Again, keep in mind that I didn't play anything before Gen 3. He was in charge of developing it. Okay, then I don't think that my guess is not that far away from what reality is. But here's the thing though, if you're developing a power plant, you have to know a little bit of engineering behind electricity, you know? So I feel like I'm not completely wrong. An electrician, an electric engineer, it probably has the profession probably has a name, but I don't know what it is. But if he's an engineer, not a handyman. Well, I don't think I was too far off from the idea, but that makes sense. An electric engineer. I don't think that's the name. I doubt that's the name. That feels a little bit too on the nose. Usually jobs like that have a little bit too much of a non-descriptive name. But yeah, thank you, Pepper, for pointing out. Still though, that still doesn't change anything about what I was saying though. Because if he's an engineer / electrician, that makes sense. I can see that. his clothes reveal that. It's part of it. Now, as for the Hawaiian shirt, I'm pretty sure that this is meant to signify that he's retired from the energy side of things. Because what's what you think about when you see old men wearing Hawaiian shirts? You know, I imagine I imagine an old man who has finally decided to hang up the towel and just retire and go live in Hawaii. That's what I imagine. That's what I imagine. And I feel like that makes sense. I am not completely sure if he is indeed retired, but that's what it's giving. And keep in mind, before the remake, he was actually wearing a bomber jacket, like a brown bomber jacket with a lot of electric patches and stuff like that. So he feels like he has been retired, like he's retired. And if so, with all the context that our friend Pepper has provided us in the chat, and with the way that he is dressed, I think the concept just flows very well. I think it's also really fun to introduce the Thunderbolts as a Hawaiian shirt pattern. Like it's just the little things, the little motifs that it has, and also the bolts in the chanclas. Look at this. It's a little bit ridiculous, but it's great. The bolts in the chanclas is just sort of ingenious because it reminds you of Magnemite. Magnemite has a little bolt shapes like this, and because you already know what it's related to, it continues to enforce the electric typing in him. It's a little bit on the nose, but it works. It works. It's great. I like it. I like it. I like it. Picasso. Reinforced chanclas. I know, right? Those chanclas ain't moving anywhere. Listen, he manages a power plant. He has to run around and do a lot of exercising. So those chanclas must be secured. They must be bolted to his feet so that he's able to move and be ready to do anything at all times. That feels like a bullshit excuse, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It is what it is. All right, so let's go for the chart. Meow meow. Okay, now that I know the concept, thanks to you guys, which again, thank you so much for correcting me. I really do appreciate that. Now that we know the concept, I feel like it's perfect. An old engineer who has been retired, but he still sort of, you know, manages the power plant, and he helped develop it. I feel like it's great. It just comes through so well. It feels fresh. It feels nice, and it's not something I expected out of Gen 3. Because Gen 3 was a lot of things. I would say that this guy fits the region more than the previous one because his region is kind of Hawaiian Japan. You nailed that. Oh hell yeah! Fuck yeah! See, I am sharp. I am sharp with the things that I want to say. So he gets an extra point for that. He gets an extra point for that. Unless he's already at 10. If he's already at 10, then he doesn't get anything because he's already at the max score. But it works. It's about humans living in nature. I don't know then. Humans living in nature, a power plant. Well, looking at the concept art for the city itself, I guess it makes sense. But I'm not sure what if he fits it. He kind of fits the idea of the region if it's supposed to be Hawaii and Japan. But if it's about humans living in nature, I'm not really sure. I'm gonna give him 1 point just because I feel like the original theming of Hawaii and Japan goes well with it. But his city is the city in the region? Okay, makes sense. Well, okay, fine, you convince me. I'm gonna give him the point. He will have the point. He has an extra point. Maybe it will help him be round out. Now, type representation, I mean... Do we need to say more? Do we need to say more than that with type representation? It's obvious. It's obvious as fuck. It's obvious who he is. Even if you remove the Thunderbolts from his Hawaiian shirt, he still has that yellow overalls that reminds you of, to me, it reminds me of an electrician, but it could be an engineer, you know? It could be an engineer who works inside. So it makes sense. I don't think there's anything to change here. I feel like it's really fresh, it's really fun. And you can tell that this is not a normal person. This is a retired electrician. As for the colors though, here's what I'm gonna knock down a little bit of a point. I think they work. However, it looks a little muddled. And I think that they could have been a better choice for this. I feel like a deep blue instead of a green could have been better. Because as I said before with Lieutenant Surge, green is also one of the colors that you can associate with electricity. However, it feels like with him, it doesn't make that much sense. And as an eccentric and old man as he is, because I read up a little bit on, I read up a little bit of the way that people describe him in town. He's supposed to be a really eccentric man, and I feel like with eccentricity, it comes bright colors. It comes a crash of colors. It comes contrast or opposite. It comes contrast or harmony when it comes to the type of stuff. I forget what it's called. Compliments. So I feel like an electric blue or like a deep blue would have been better to contrast that yellow instead of complementing it. Just because he's supposed to be really eccentric. He's supposed to be the old man. He's the old man Jenkins. He's old man Jenkins trying to cut your power line, you know. So for that, I'm gonna dock a little. I'm gonna dock what point. But then again, though, he's still a 10 out of 10 because he nailed his region. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. I think Watson is great. He's wonderful. We're doing great. We're doing great for the first few. I feel like I was so bummed out by the bug type last stream that I almost feel like this is impossible. I feel like something bad's gonna happen. Something bad's gonna happen. I don't feel good. I don't feel so good, Chief. I don't feel so good. Is there anything else you guys would like to add? You just wait. You just wait. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, just give me 1 second. Okay. Moving on to he looks jolly. Hi, you Eddie. How you doing, sweetheart? How was your stream? I started really late on mine, but at least that means that you were able to catch it. Yeah, he looks jolly, but he's described as eccentric, you know, the type of person who would you know, be happy about anything. Just take life by the horns type of thing. So yeah, he's great. He's a 10 out of 10, getting that bonus point from nailing the theming of his region. Okay, that is not the one. Where are you? Where are you? There you are, Bulkner. All right, Bulkner is next. Okay, so I will admit Generation 4 in particular is probably not the strongest ones when it comes to character design. Because here's the thing. If anything that you can say about any of the Gen 4 gym leaders, and indeed the Elite 4, is that they don't really have anything else going on aside from being gym leaders. The thing is though, unlike Watson, who I was able to more or less tell what sort of deal he has, I have no fucking idea what Bulkner's supposed to be. I think he's just supposed to be like, I think he just walks straight out of Naruto. You know, he's Naruto's dad. I think that's the inspiration. I think that's what he's going for. he's about to use Chidori. I think that's what it's called, the electric move that Sasuke does. Is it not called Chidori? What's it called then? Oh, come on. Yes or no, bitch. Yes or no. He doesn't do that, right? No, his dad does Rasengan. His dad does Rasengan. But you know, we're talking about electric type, so I said Chidori. You guys have to follow me. You guys have to follow me with this type of stuff. Come on, folks. Come on. You know what? I don't know. Fair enough. Fair enough. So, from what I remember of Bogner, is that he is supposed to be one of the toughest gyms that you find. I believe that he's the 4th or 5th. Don't quote me on that because I don't remember. The first one is the rock. Then it's grass. Then I don't know. Is he the last gym leader? I don't remember him being the last one. I thought he was like the 5th or 6th. But yeah, anyway. He is supposed to be a really strong trainer. He's your last roadblock from the generation. In the lore, he is described as nobody passes his gym. And nobody has passed his gym in a while, except for you, the player. So in that way, he does kind of look like a rival shonen protagonist, like a rival of the shonen protagonist, you know, the one who the shonen protagonist admires kind of to be. Yeah, you're the only one who can beat him, Pepper. You're the only one who can beat him, therefore. He does kind of look like your average rival from an anime. That I can give him. However, I am not really sure what else is there supposed to be about him. Like, sure, there is a lot of electric teaming with that electric blue jacket, and with the I believe that his actual ace Pokemon is Ampharos, which makes a lot of sense. Because his gym is located on a lighthouse, and the fact that they went with the blue as a primary color rather than the yellow makes a lot of sense because this man is clinically depressed. Like, this man is the one that you see at the therapist's office every day because he just cannot stop thinking about his trauma. Again, I don't quite remember what that trauma was because I think when I played this the first time, I was a little bit upset that I couldn't figure out how to get to his gym because he kept turning me down. But yeah, he's a very depressed man. So that I can appreciate because they use the blue. That also goes with electric, but also blue tends to mean sad. It means calm, sadness, depression, seriousness. You know? He just wants to hang out, but nobody makes it to the gym. I'm pretty sure that's not his personality. I'm pretty sure he's as an introvert as introverts can get. You know? I don't think he wants to hang out with anybody. I think he would rather be alone. He is yearning for a challenge. Makes sense. And that does, again, fit, I think, with the concept of what they were going for, which is this is your generic anime rival. So, yeah. But then again, I don't have anything else to say about him. He's sort of, like I said, he's sort of generic. He doesn't really have that much going on with him. And this is something that happens a lot with a lot of the Sinnoh gym leaders. A lot of them have like very little going for, especially the Elite Four. The Elite Four are so bad, I don't know why. But he's competent enough, I guess. I think they're supposed to be, I think they're supposed to be studs. They're supposed to be studs. Because this is a leather jacket. You know, he's a bad boy and everything. So this is a leather jacket. So they're supposed to be studs, which because they're rounded, they remind you of like those electric balls thingies, the static balls that when you put your fingers on, your hair kind of goes crazy. That's kind of what they're supposed to be. And again, his ace Pokemon is Ampharos, so that also ties him to Ampharos. So yeah, I think this is fairly competent design, but it's nothing memorable. It's nothing memorable, nothing to go right home about. To be honest, there's not that much to write home about with him. So let's go to the chart. I'm gonna use an electric blue for this one because I feel depression. He doesn't have an Ampharos, really? What does he have? Oh no, it's Luxray. It's Luxray. His ace is Luxray. I forgot. I thought he was an Ampharos for some reason. Who has an Ampharos? Who has an Ampharos? I feel like somebody had an Ampharos of the early generations. I vaguely remember an Ampharos being like, or maybe it was from the anime. Because I distinctly remember a plot point in the anime having to do with an Ampharos, and I thought it was his thing. I thought that was his thing. I don't know. My goldfish brain. The anime does a lot of non-canonical things, so who's to say? I think that was the Lighthouse in Gen 2. Oh, wait, but the Lighthouse in Gen 2, isn't that supposed to be Jasmine's? Because she was in the Lighthouse, no? What's Ampharos doing there then? I don't know. Again, maybe it's a plot point in the anime and I'm just misremembering things. Misremembering things. Anyway, the concept. Anime boy who likes electric types and he's brooding. I mean, I think it's probably a 6, to be honest. It's probably a 6. I just realized that I didn't do the median of Watson. I'm breaking my own rules. God damn it. I need to do the math. People, remind me to do the math. You guys are here to help me out. Remind me to do the math, folks, because I keep forgetting. I need to do the math for this. Okay. Anyway. You know, the concept is your generic anime rival who is really brooding. So, it's competent. I feel like it's fine. It has a concept. It has a concept. And I don't think in Nick's work, I feel like it works well enough. It's just not a really interesting concept. So, it's just a 6 points. It's fine. Nothing too crazy. Type representation. I think that this is a very interesting way to represent the type. You know, he does the same trick that he has with Lieutenant Surge, which his hair is just spiky. Makes sense. You know, you're around electricity all the time. You're bound to have static hair at some point. But I think the reason why it's very interesting, and it's the same reason why I'm also gonna give I'm gonna give a higher point on the colors, is because this is related to his depression. He's sad. He wants a challenge. Apparently, according to Pepper, he wants to hang out with people. And I feel like that makes a lot of sense with the fact that he's using blue and blacks, and he looks like he barely just dressed himself just to... What it feels like to me is just like he's always just sort of dressed casually, and he just puts his jacket to go out and just go see whoever is challenging him again, only for him to beat him again, for his Luxray to beat their Pokemon into a pulp. And I feel like that's great theming with the colors and what he's wearing. You can tell it's electric, and you can tell that he's sad. That's great design if I ever seen one. So let's add out the tally, shall we? Let's add out the tally. So we have a 6 plus an 8 plus a 10. That gives us a 24, and that is divided into 3. It's a total of 8. An 8 out of 10. A really respectable score. Feel like it should be a little lower, but it's a really respectable score. I like it. Me like it, me like it. Alright, moving forward with... I forgot your name. I think your name is Clement. Let me just double check that. Yeah, your name is Clement. Why is your name Clement? What does that mean? Like, you know, we were doing really good with the electric types. We were really good with the electric types so far. We're doing like really nice pun names. So, all right. What's the region theme? Like he doesn't get an extra point according to you. But what's the region theme of Gen 4? Because I don't remember. I don't remember. I played that game, but I don't know the theme. Please help. Origin. But how does that... How do any of the gym leaders fit the origin then? Ah, okay. No, actually, I think that the rock type gym leader does. Because he's... specifically, he's not a miner. If I remember right, he's supposed to be like a paleontologist. Aside from a miner, like he's supposed to have another gig going on. Because on his town, it's also where you can revive the extinct Pokemon. So I think he's supposed to be a paleontologist more than a miner. Yeah, cause you find him mining rocks. You find him mining rocks that are meant to be the extinct Pokemon. He finds a Mantike. A Mantike fossil. So yeah, I think he's a paleontologist. So he would fit the theme. But anyway, we're not talking about him. We're not talking about him. All right, so Clement. I don't know what your pun is in your name. Can everybody explain? Is any other Pokemon fan out there who can explain why his name is Clement? Because I actually don't know. But anyway, so Clement is an inspector. We have another take of the engineer. And I think that he might do a little bit worse than Watson. And the reason why is because I feel like this might be a little bit too on the nose. Like, he's a nerd. He's a nerd, right? His main character type, his main trait is being a nerd. It shows that much in the anime. It shows that much in the... I don't think he actually has any, like, arc on the actual game. But he's a nerd. He's an inventor. So as far as concept is not the most revolutionary thing in the world, I feel like Watson was better because it was a bit more... It was interlaced with other things. The name Clement comes from lemon, as the acidic properties of lemons means they can be used to make sample batteries. Okay, that makes sense though. You know what? Why not write him lemon though? Clement. I don't know. Is Clement supposed to be like lemon in another language? Clement climate? Girl! You say that. You say that. But isn't the canonic name of the main characters just objects? And if that, they could have named him Citrine. Climate. Does he have anything to do with climate? Oh, actually, no, yeah, the tower on Gen 5 controls the climate, right? Because his gym is the big tower. Is Gen 6? Am I misthinking? Because this is Gen 5, no? Is Gen 6? Which one is Gen 6 again? I forgot. Gen 5 is Unova. Is he... Oh no, yeah, he's the French one. Okay, sorry, I forgot. I don't know why I got confused. I think Unova also has like a big tower, but I don't remember. Okay, I stand corrected. Thank you. Why are you yelling at me? Stop yelling at me. Yes, you're correct. It's Gen 6. It's the French. It's the French people. He's French. Is Clement the name? Actually, Clement might be the name. Clement might be the French word for lemon. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. You were waiting for the stream to use that emote, weren't you, Pepper? Weren't you? Anyway, back to the thing. If Clement is also another play of word for climate, I wonder where he'll be in CA. I actually wonder that too. Because CA is supposed to be like a few years later, no? That's supposed to be a few years later, no? Because I think we see a character that comes back. Hi, Kurani. How you doing, sweetheart? How you doing? How's it hanging? Are you enjoying the stream so far? Are you enjoying me literally forget details that are really important and they will affect my decision on things? But yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. What's going on? Oh, we're doing fashion ranks for the Pokemon gym leaders. In all reality, it's more of a character design rank, but fashion is part of character design. So I cannot talk about the fashion of these characters, about what they're wearing, without talking about the character design, and vice versa. I like his jumps; it's very practical. I mean, it makes a lot of sense for an engineer who's working with electricity, because I think it reads a little bit more like a rubber suit type of thing, because rubber is rubber is non-conductive, therefore you are able to touch anything electrical with rubber. But anyway, riddle me this, folks. Riddle me this. The tower where his gym is the one that controls the climate, right? I vaguely remember that. I vaguely remember that the tower made it rain from time to time. Vaguely. I never played that game, so I'm not really sure. But that is something that I vaguely remember from the anime. Did that actually happen? Or am I stupid? I am... Are you sure? Maybe I'm stupid. I do know that when you approach the tower, though, it does make a lot of light and noises. I don't remember that. Me neither. Actually, let's look that up. Give me 1 second. Luminous Gym. Luminous City. The Prism Tower. Hey Pablo, how you doing, sweetheart? Here's your kiss. No, yeah, you guys are right. It's a power plant. Okay. Well, then I guess my theories for why he was named Clement was debunked. Makes sense. Anyway, going back to talking about his character design and what he's wearing. I don't know. Part of me thinks that this is a little bit too on the nose, personally. Like, after seeing it with Watson, seeing a remix that is not that much better, and that is not that much more interesting with the thing that it's trying to accomplish, feels like a little bit of a downgrade, you know? It is as electrical as it gets, absolutely. So he feels competent, but doesn't really feel innovative, you know? I don't really feel anything new. I don't feel anything wow, amazing. It's competent. What I really like, though, is his backpacks. He have a paradox heliopetal. He does. He's meant to be a boy genius, though. I mean, his glasses do kinda have this. his glasses do help with that because glasses are usually a signifier. Why do you think that a lot of people think that the people who wear glasses are smart? Because that's the archetype of the nerd, you know? The nerd tends to wear glasses, therefore they tend to be smart. So, I can see that. But like I said, I'm not really that impressed, you know? The Fujoshi glasses. Do you think he reels BLI Night? Maybe he's a Himeyoshi. Maybe he reads Yuri. He reads Pokemon Yuri. He's the actually guy. Everybody please use the actual everybody please use the actually emote. Everybody please use the actually emote on chat, please. You have an emote for that now. I find it interesting that they took Gen 6 to make an electric gym leader. You expect them to do you would expect them to do it for the very first gym leader. 1 second. I need a reminder who the first gym leader of this generation is. 1 second, please. Who is the first one? The rock guy? Actually, no. Isn't it supposed to be the bug gym? No, it was the bug gym. Coronin, I feel like you're getting your games mixed up because Steel type was introduced in Generation 2, and this is Gen 6. Generation 2 was introduced with Jasmine. The Steel type was introduced with Jasmine. The first electric gym leader ever? That would be Lieutenant Surge. Are you talking about Watson? Are you talking about Watson or are you talking about Lieutenant Surge? Because Lieutenant Surge is the first ever electric type gym leader. Watson is supposed to be the Generation 3. He's from Ruby and Sapphire. Anyway, point being, I see your point that you would think that you would think that you would think that a nerd as an electric type gym leader would make sense, and it does. But I just think that with the concept of an electric engineer, I just feel like Watson did it better. I didn't do it. I didn't word it right. What I meant is that when playing Red or Green, I expected the gym leader to have been a nerd, but it took him 6 gens to do it. I mean, when I think about electric type, I don't really think about a nerd. I personally think about more so closer to what they did with Watson, engineering, or what's the name again? An electrician, you know, a handyman. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. My sister's being really annoying, so I'll be right back, okay? You know what? Take this time to go grab some water to eat some food, okay? So I'll be right back, okay? I'll be right back. Sorry, folks. Sorry about that. Whoops, that is the wrong channel. Sorry for the interruption to this. My mother went to her home, like her childhood home, and she brought a lot of clothes that she used to use when she was there. And she brought me a really nice shirt. I'm so fucking happy, dude. It's a fucking pink and blue shirt. It's literally my colors. I'm so happy. It's so nice. It looks so good on me. It doesn't really fit me because it's woman's clothing, but still, it's so cute. I feel so cute right now. I feel so pussy, not gonna lie. I'm so happy they thought of me for this. Like, this is genuinely so nice. What the heck? I'm gonna show a picture later on the Discord. On the Discord, which, by the way, if you want to join the Discord, do !Discord on Twitch. Or if you are on YouTube, you can go to the channel description. You'll find my Discord there. I'll post a picture later, but you guys have to know this is the cutest thing ever. This is the cutest thing ever. Like, this is the first time that I feel like a shirt feels me like a glove when it comes to my shoulders and my hands. Because normally men's clothing, when it comes to the way that a shirt is constructed. Thank you so much, Pablo, for the Discord link. I appreciate it. The way that a shirt is constructed, normally guys' shirts don't fit me. The back tends to be way too broad, and the sleeves tend to be too long. But this one fits perfectly on that regard. The only thing is that it doesn't close because, you know, it's not really built for somebody who's fat. But, you know. Anyway, sorry about that. All this to say is I don't think Clemon is very exciting to me. Like, I think that Watson, as Pepper said, represents the electric type way better than Clemon does. Even though a nerd, it's quite a nice idea. I feel like the idea of a nerd, does fit better to a steel type, which they do better in Alola. Because Alola does have a nerd that is an IT guy who's a steel type. And I feel like he does it way better than him. You could wear a shirt underneath or something. Oh no, I'm absolutely gonna do that. I have a lot of tank tops that would go with this, actually. Because I tend to wear tank tops when I'm not in my house, when I'm in my house and I'm not actually gonna go out or anything, I like wear his tank tops, you know? Because they make my boobs look nice. Alola has a nerd that looks like a trainer, though. I know. He's actually next, I think. But yeah, let's go to the chart. Let's go to the flow chart before I forget. Yeah. Again, I'll show you guys how I styled it and everything on the Discord if you guys want to join that. All right, let's go to the chart. Concept and motif. Honestly, the concept couldn't be better. Like, sure. Like the concept is great. I feel like the concept could not be better. So I have to give it an obligatory 10, right? I have to give him an obligatory 10 because the concept is just nice. It was nice already. They had it before. And now they're using it again. Plus having another layer of a nerd. No, where Elisa's next. Wait, why is he here then? Oh, did I use this out of order? Shit. It should have been Elisa before him. Oh well, whatever. We'll get to have Elisa because she's next. I went out of line. God damn it. Anyway, so I don't think his concept could be better, to be honest. His concept couldn't be better, so I have to give him an obligatory 10 for that. As for his type representation, it's an interesting way to represent the type, but I will say that you might confuse him with a normal NPC if it wasn't for his hair. Like, his hair is actually doing a lot of work. Aside from what he's wearing, his hair is doing a lot of work. Like, imagine that an electrician type of trainer. Then he might look like a normal NPC. So I have to deduct points for that because it does feel like he could be a trainer class rather than a gym leader. But he's with his backpack, he is recognizable enough for him to feel like, oh, you know what? He kind of looks like the Pokemaniac. Like, remove the backpack, and he will look like he's wearing a Kirumi. I will switch the Apom hand for the electrify wires. Actually, that kind of would be cool. That would be really cool, actually. I like that. And as for the color palette's great. The color palette is great. There's nothing that much to say about his color palette because the color palette is not bad. It is very competent. I like the blue instead of the yellow because it contrasts with his hair a lot. But it's not really that exciting, you know. It's not really that exciting. But actually, because it's not really exciting me that much, I feel like I'm gonna dock that point. Like I said, there's just something about it. Something about him doesn't feel right. I don't know why they have hands on the backpack. Why does the final boss have a and why the final boss have one like that too? Final boss. Oh, you mean Lysander? Well, it's because Lysander's also an inventor. So I guess this is just a thing that inventors do. Maybe the designers just gave up. You know, maybe it's just like something that, maybe it's a parallel. What if the parallel is that if Clement continues to go down the way that he goes, eventually he will end up in the same way as Lysander does. What if that's the plot? You know what? Hire me. Pokemon, hire me right now. I can be one of your greatest writers. Just hire me. Okay, let's do the math. That will be 8. That is 28. Shit. 28 divided by 3. It's a 9.5. It's a 9.5. So 9.5. He's not a 10, but he's a 9.5. According to the flowchart, it's a 9.5. It's 26. What do you mean? Are you sure it's not 28? Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. 8 plus 26. Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. See, this is why I have you guys here. This is why you have you guys here. Okay, so it's an 8.5. Correct. 8.5. Because I'm rounding it down a little bit. I'm rounding it down a little bit. 8.5. All right. You know what? That feels respectable. That feels respectable. I like that. Now, and math ain't my thing, Pepper did all the work. Listen, that's the reason why I have him here. He's literally just here to help, to just call out my wrongs. That's what he's here for. He feels like, I think he's excited about that. So yeah, 8.5. All right. I think we're now talking about what everybody came here for. Everybody knows that this is the Electric Gym Leader, and there is no one else. She is the one, the only, Elisa. Now, Elisa's thing is that she's a model. And you can't tell. You can absolutely tell by the way that she dresses herself. I don't think that's the official artwork. It is. It was on Bulbapedia. Bulbapedia has it. You can look it up. As of this is official artwork. It's just Really weird. But it is official artwork. Don't try to call me out on things, Pepper, when you don't know. Bulbapedia has it. And Bulbapedia only has official artwork. How dare you? How dare you try to call me out? The point, I know that it's a low-res picture, okay? Can you not focus on that? It's a low-res picture. I know, it's a low-res picture. I'm sorry. I couldn't find anything better. Any other picture that was about her, that was on higher quality, was her second design. Is the mouth? Okay, fine. Let me go find something else. Why does Bulbapedia have this then? No, it's Bulbapedia has it. Official artwork from the Pokemon the series Black and White. Okay, so this is then. Don't fucking try to call me out. Look. It's the design from. Oh, you guys are so picky. How is it different? It looks the exact same. Hello? What are you guys talking about? Why does that matter? The design is the same! You guys are so picky for no fucking reason. You guys are so picky for no fucking reason. And no! It is not Trace, you asshole! It is from the anime! It is from the anime! It's the official art from the anime! That's why it looks different, but whatever. You guys are so fucking picky. Jeez. It's the exact same thing, folks. It's the exact same thing. Whatever. Here we have Elisa in her sprite, in her game artwork, I guess. So you guys are happy. Are you guys happy now? Is this what you want? Is this what you want of me? Oh. Anyway, getting back to everything. I hate you guys so much. Okay, getting back. Roll it back. Roll the clip. Okay. So Elisa is a model. And you can tell immediately because her design is extravagant as fuck. You cannot tell me that there is anybody who's not into fashion who would choose to wear a dress that has the whole middle missing, and actually no, it's not even the middle. A dress that has like cutouts like that in the shape of the zebra. Now you cannot tell me that. Oh, you don't know this? This is her skin. I know she's white as paper. I know you wouldn't be able to tell easily because she's just, you know, nuclear white. She has no circulation on her body, and that's okay. But this is her skin. These are cutouts. These are cutouts. I know it's hard to tell, but they're cutouts. No, yeah, and I know, and that's the point because her signature Pokemon is Sebstrika. Her signature Pokemon, it is Sebstrika, and these are meant to emulate Sebstrika, but they're not white. They're her skin. That's her skin tone. That's her skin, sweetie. That's her skin. That's her skin. I know it's a little bit confusing, but it's her skin. It's her skin tone. When Cillian cross-dresses as Elisa, it was like the perfect fashion. I know, right? I know. And listen, as I said, you can tell that Elisa is immediately immediately a model because she looks like she works in Vogue. She's quite literally posing for Vogue right now. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they took inspiration from Mugler from this, because Mugler does have a bit of Mugler does kind of have his signature be a bit of a like extravagance by the way of showing body. That's something that happens a lot, and it's just perfect. Like there is nothing wrong with this, and they brought out even the electric theming by making her wear headphones with the colors of Plusum and Minum. So a mini dress that has black stripes and cutouts. Yoga pants that go that will be thigh highs actually. That will be pantyhose. Pantyhose that go into yellow pumps. It's just amazing. Like I can genuinely see somebody who works in the fashion world wearing this. There is no competition. She's dressed like a bee when she's dressed like a bee. Her ace is basically on the bug, and the bug type was last 3. Oh, shut up! It's literally Strikeout. What are you talking about? This doesn't read B at all, dude. You're so smoking something. You're just trying to fight me for no reason. She is perfect. Like generally, I have nothing to say about this. You can't tell. And I love the fact that it's just so slick. This design is nothing but slick. It's a slick, extravagant. It is perfect. Why a model for the Electro type though? Well, I don't necessarily think that their concepts need to have anything to do with the typing itself. But if you want me to do some mental gymnastics, right? If you want me to do some mental gymnastics to justify why she's a model, it's because models use social media a lot. They're kinda in TV all the time. They're supposed to be, the models tend to be sort of like influencers from time to time, right? And they're on a stage in which is brightened by electric powered lights, you know, photography and everything. So that is my justification for you. They're a celebrity. Models tend to be celebrities. And as we know with Iono, Iono's a streamer and she's an influencer, and she's technically also a celebrity. So that's why. That's a stretch, but I respect it. Listen, like I said, I don't think that their concept need to have everything to do as an electric type. But it makes sense to me. It makes sense. So let's go to the flowchart. I get why she didn't fail the cosplay, because his version of her outfit slipped away from showing his nipple. Hey, listen, we love femboys. I'm gonna be so for real with you. I'm gonna be for real with you. I'm gonna be for real, okay? When I first played Black and White when I was younger, I genuinely thought that Elisa was a femboy. Because, you know, I'm pretty sure that Elisa also has some roots and inspirations from Lady Gaga. And Lady Gaga has a flat chest. And I don't know if you guys remember, but at some point in time, Lady Gaga was just so gender. Her gender was the peak of gender, and people thought that Lady Gaga was a boy. Elisa? Elisa's flat as fuck. She has no breasts. There is no boobs. She's breathless and jogless. There is no boobs there. What are you talking about? She's an A cup. You know, having no boobs as a woman now doesn't mean that there is no curves there. There is curves there, but that still doesn't mean that she isn't flat. Her boobs are small, and it's okay. It's okay to have a small boob. I love her small boobs. I love the androgyny that Elisa has, because, you know, it's beauty. Models are all about being beautiful, and androgyny tends to be very beautiful. And part of what aids that is the fact that she has a small, her hair is short, and her breasts are small. She's very statuesque, if you will. Anyway, before you guys fight me on the bodies of women, before you guys fight me on the bodies of women, and how it is to be a woman and stuff like that. Let me just go to the chart. Because you guys are gonna fight me about things that you guys don't know anything about. Alright, Elisa. What about her hips? What hips? What hips are you talking about, Mary? She's a stick! She has no hips! It's just like a model. It's just like a model. A model tends to be very statuesque. There is no hips. Do you guys not know what the stereotype of models was back in the day? Back in the day, models were like Twiggy. There was no hip, no shoulder, no boobs. Androgyny was the name of the game, folks. She's androgynous. She's androgynous. I can't believe you guys don't see this right now. Whatever. I'm not fighting you guys on this. You guys don't know anything. You guys wouldn't know fashion if it hit you in the face. Check DMs. What are you talking about? He didn't fail the cosplay. He didn't fail the cosplay alive. He didn't fail the okay. Corporate wants you to identify the difference between this picture and this picture. It's the same picture. It's the same picture. That's the same picture, Your Honor. This is the same mom. This is the same woman. I will say though, Cillian does look cunt at this. Cillian does look cunt. And here's the thing, folks. You guys are talking to me about hips. You guys are talking to me about hips. Are you guys telling me that this bitch doesn't have any hips? Cause you know, this curve right there, this S curve is crazy, Dio. This S curve is crazy. So he has the same amount of hip as Elisa. She has flat. She doesn't have a man chest. I'm not saying that she has a man chest. I'm saying that for a woman, she has small boobs. And that's fine. Androgyny, god fucking damn it. It fits. She's a model. Models are usually androgynous. Back in the day, that was the staple of beauty. They wanted androgyny. Jesus. I'm done with this conversation. You guys don't understand anything. Oh. Anyway, why are you here? I already ranked you. Goodbye. Okay. Let's judge her first design, because where are you going? She has 2 designs, and we need to judge them. So, I think the concept is great. I don't think there's anything to be done, anything that could be done to better this concept, because she's a model, and it makes sense, and it's an interesting way to represent the type as well. She has the zebra stripes from Set Striker. So it makes a lot of sense too. No, I'm not judging her outfit from Masters EX. I'm judging mainline games. That's what I'm judging right now. Dylan cosplay as the judge failed him with the stripes. Listen, the only thing that he failed at is having blood circulation. Because you know, the reason why people think that her outfit is white and black is because she's white as paper. Anyway. And I think that the color palette is great too. I love the contrast between the black and white. It's so striking. It's super duper striking. And it makes her stand out. Adding the yellow, adding the red and the blue as colors for positive and negative charge is also amazing. So I'm really here for it. I'm here for it. Did my YouTube stream die? I think my YouTube stream is dead. Hold on. No, my YouTube stream is still alive, but I don't see the chat anymore. Why? Why? This streamer is so biased. Bitch, make your own chart then. Make your own fashion stream. I told you guys before, anything in the creative field is biased. Why do you guys not understand this? But you also don't see her belly button. It's because it's being covered by this top stripe. If we deduce her anatomy a little bit, this is her crotch. Wait 1 second. If we deduce her anatomy, this is her crotch right here. This is the hip bone, right? This is the hip bone. There's usually like a little bit of a bar hand on heel for men, and women do also have it, but it's very subtle. There's a bit of a love grab right there that you can do, a little bit of roll of meat. And if we go by that, to identify her pelvis and everything, her belly button would be right here. Which would mean that it's just being barely covered by that black stripe in the middle. Just a little bit covered, you know? Anyway, why are we talking about this? But yeah, she's a 10 out of 10. She's a 10 out of 10, perfection. There is nothing to make better. That's all I'm gonna say. And if you guys don't agree, then make your own fucking chart, bitch. Make your own fucking chart. In fact, Pepper, do your own chart. You want to fight me all the time? Actually, no. We're not moving on with that just yet. We're not moving on with just yet, Turbo. Not yet. Because Elisa... Oh, what the fuck? Get the fuck out of here. I'm talking about you. And I'm not talking about you either. Elisa has another outfit, which is Black and White 2, Electric Boogaloo. Give me for saying this. I think this is worse. I think this is worse. This is worse than the original. Because here's the thing. It's not that it is not fashionable to me. It is. It quite literally is. But it's trading like... It's trading... The way that I describe it is that this design for Elisa is trading sleekness for campy. From being campy. She was very slick, very statuesque before. Now, she's over the top. She is quite literally going the extra mile. Because you see, here's the thing. According to the story of the game, in Black and White 1, Elisa, as a personality, tends to be really cheerful. She's a fucking weirdo. And she's very joyful. She likes to joke around a lot. In fact, every single one of her voice lines tends to be a pun. So, one problem that the original design had is that she was contrasting with her personality. You know, the way that I describe it is Black and White 2 is what Elisa would choose to wear, and Black and White 1 is what Elisa's stylist would put her on. That's what I differentiate this. This is what she would choose to wear, and the other thing is what Elisa's stylist would put her on. So this is more of her personal decision. Now, Elisa is a lot more extravagant. She's a lot more camp than what she made led on to be. So for the perspective of representing who she is better, this is an improvement. However, this is still ugly. The actual outfit in itself is still ugly as fuck. I'm so sorry. I don't like the parachute clip in the middle. It looks way too weird. I don't like this casual separate swimsuit vibe going on. It doesn't look cute. It looks quite ugly, in fact. And I don't like the slip-on shoe being two different colors. It just feels weird. It doesn't feel right. She's trading the sleekness that she had before for extravagance. And I don't think it it feels good. It doesn't feel good. Do you think it would improve if it had some red highlight stripes? No, that would actually make it worse. Because the thing is that it's banking on looking like there's another electric type. I'm pretty sure in this generation, which I think is Mantike. Not Mantike. No, that's not the name. It started with a name. The one that's supposed to be a lion, but that is like blue and yellow. And I'm talking about Luxray. I'm talking about the one that had a mega evolution that looks like the body looks like a thunder. Do you guys know which one I'm talking about? I don't know what the name is. It has a mega evolution that quite literally looks like a thunder. Manectric, yeah, Manectric. She's supposed to look like a Manectric on this one. The look is taking inspiration from Manectric. And I'm pretty sure the Manectric was also introduced in this generation, so it makes sense. So she's taking a book from Manectric instead of Sebastrike, and I feel like this is a mistake because they just look ugly. Yeah, her waist is also exposed here. They actually did a lot better to differentiate what the white section is. No, this middle thing right here is some type of parachute clip. I'm not really sure what's going on with this belt buckle type of thing. But the rest of here is her skin tone. That is her skin. Yes, her waist is exposed. Manectric is Gen 3, really. Well, then again, though, I wouldn't be surprised if she still took inspiration from Manectric, because that's what it looks like, to be honest. And it also looks like she took a lot more inspiration from Plusson and Minum here, which again makes sense. I'm not saying that this design is bad. I think like this is still very extravagant. This is still very much fashion. You can tell that this is a fashionable person. Nobody who's not fashionable would ever think to dress like this. Because a lot of people who are not fashionable tend to just want to have the very basics. So it still represents her very well. I just think it's worse than the original design. Now, I'm gonna take you to heaven with me, sweetheart. Because I feel like there is a very easy way in which we could fix this. Because I think her original design is great. And I feel like we can combine the two to make the ultimate Elisa. That is not... Who are you? Get out of here. Give me 1 second. Where did I live? When did I live it? Where did I live it? 1 second, folks. Meow, 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 meow. There. Now, don't fucking fight me. This is the anime version. Whatever. I just need the color. Hold on. No. Actually, the oversight code is what makes it for me. Without the oversight code, it looks kinda just like a swimsuit. So... 1 second. Hey, buddy, let me cook. This is gonna take a while, but let me cook. 1 second, please. You guys are gonna see, and you guys are gonna be amazed at my prowess. I actually need to have this on the side as a reference. Meow 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 meow. That is a very appropriate use of that emote. Thank you very much, Pepper. Thank you very much. Again, I apologize. This is taking me a while. Apologies. YouTube, please don't demonetize me. I promise you that I'm not trying to draw a naked woman. She's just a little bit way too exposed. But it's okay, YouTube. Please don't demonetize me. It's fine. You quite literally have people playing with their penises in this website, so there is quite literally a video out right now on YouTube that is called Real Dick versus Dildo. And that is a very innovative video that I think everybody who's above the age of 18 should watch. You know what? I think I kind of messed up with the... Oh, well, it's gonna be one less try, but I don't have the time for this. We gotta get the move on, so... We gotta get a move on, so I'm just gonna do this real quick. One sec, please. One sec. To me, if you mix your two designs together, and then if you want to bring in the blue and the blue and the red, you can still do that. I'm not saying that the blue and the red are bad. I just think that they fell a little bit too out of place in comparison to her skin tone. And also, I don't know what my queen in this game is wearing flats. Like, I don't think she should. I think she should wear a pump. I would like a pump better, actually. Oh, but I will have to redraw the whole thing. Well, whatever. I'll have to redraw the whole foot, and I'm not in the mood to redraw the whole foot. I'm not going to lie to you, folks. But I feel like this is better. Like, if you just do this, this is a lot better for me. She's missing one stripe in the middle, but it's just because I cannot do the math right now to like quantify where the third stripe is supposed to be. But if you do this, to me this looks just perfect. Like, sure, it maybe has some contrast problems with the yellow being so close to the jacket, but you can work on that. That's still something that you can work and redo. Like, we can add some. I think in this case we can justify adding some red to break up the form. It's such a mini dress. She's gotten away with a log blue. Wait, shut up! Shut up! Wait, everybody, shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Wait. I don't like the flats either. I agree. But wait, you gave me a great idea. 1 second, please. 1 second, please. Hold on. Everybody shut up. I'm cooking. I am cooking right now. You know what? I'm tired. I'm gonna redraw the feet. I am tired. I am so dead tired that she's not wearing heels. Can you give me a second, Pepper? I'm working on it. Jesus Christ. It's a really fucking big heels, not gonna lie. Hold on. Have faith, please. Have faith. Kuchi gonna be out a little bit, but it's okay. I feel like we can have Kuchi. And now to introduce some color variants into this. If we're fully getting rid of the black, if we're fully getting rid of the black on her color scheme, and we want to introduce the blue, and maybe we could also introduce it here, like in the rim of it, just to again give some definition to this. And maybe we can use the red on the here. Actually, I don't mind that, but it's cutting her a little bit too much. I feel like I like the red, just the straight up yellow there. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the red. How do you guys feel about this? I feel like this is better. Like, sure, it's a little bit too much of a Gucci dress, you know? Oh, she said, oh shit, you guys cannot see that. Whoops. She already has it. Dress without the red, okay. Hold on, I forgot that my model is blocking it. Give me 1 second, let me just move down here. I already did that. I just forgot to do the blue. I'm gonna extend her dress a little bit because it feels too much. It feels so much like if she makes the round move, she's trusting this dress way too much, to be honest. She's trusting this dress a lot with her life. She's trusting this dress with her fucking life. Oh. Okay, something like this. Something like this. Can you unite an outlet of mini black shorts? We could. Flat separation. Okay. Can do that. Oh wait, that actually works really well now that I think about it. If that's the case though, then I'm gonna keep the dress as mini as I had it before. And just put it like this. Give me 1 second. I'll introduce shadows to be able to differentiate it for in a second. Let's introduce some shadows in this bitch. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. There we go. Let me just do shape a little bit. I think it kind of bent her shape a little. And there we go. I'm not really sure about the shorts. I'm not really sure what to do about the shorts because I feel like the shorts kinda. I feel like the vibes kind of fit better to just have to her have the danger to show her kuha. to show her little kuka, right? You know, I feel like that's a little bit more of Elisa's vibe to just have the possibility of. It feels a little bit more risque. It feels a little bit more fashion. But you know what? Maybe we can do like a shape, like an arrow shape. Oh, actually, we can. If what we want is more coverage with her dress, we can always do the same arrow shape motif that we've been doing in her whole dress, and just do something like this. Well, now that looks like a little bit more like a bathing suit. Never mind. Anyway. Yeah, this looks great though. Okay, let's look at the difference. Let's look at the difference. Oh, let me cover that. Let me cover this brow up. 1 second. Wow. Obviously, this is not polished. I would give it some line art if I had the time, but I don't. And I already wasted a little time on this. So, let's do this. Let's go back to the original one for a moment, okay, folks? If I even can, actually. Okay, there we go. Let's look at that. Look at that difference. Look at that difference. It's still the same vibe of making her wear something different. But look. Heck, if anything, I think what I would do personally is remove this thing in the middle. It's maybe a little bit too much for Game Freak, you know. It may be a little bit too much for Game Freak because, you know, they're a little bit of a PG-13 company, but you know, a little bit of fashion tape always does the trick. A little bit of fashion tape. Yeah, just to keep the content vibes because, you know, this bitch serving cunt. Mini dress, pickable shorts, and the thigh-high boots. Hell yeah, bitch. Hell yeah. But yeah, this is my rendition. This will be my rendition of Alyssa. In black and white too. Just to be a bit more cheeky about it. And again, maybe if you could make an argument to remove the shorts, depending on how much you wanna make this risque. I honestly think that personally, without the peekaboo shorts looks better. But that's just me. That's just me. Anyway, moving on to the actual Elisa though. The actual Elisa. The actual one. Let's move on to the ranking of this one. Alright. Concept art motif. The concept art motif is the same. It's the same. So she still gets a 10 for this. Because it's the same one. She's still a model. She still looks like a model. It's trading campiness for... She's trading sleekness for campiness, which... and extravaganza. Which makes sense. I like that, I suppose. But I still like her old design better, so... Still though, I cannot duck points. I cannot duck points because her motif is better. She still fits the... She still fits the bill of an electric gym leader a lot. I like that a lot more. And yeah. However, where we're gonna lose points for this design is the colors. Actually, the colors are just okay. The colors are just okay. She lost the contrast. She lost the starring contrast of the black in her outfit. Now, I know that her hair is sort of supposed to stand in by that, and I do like her with black hair better than I like her with blonde hair. But still, the black brought up a level of sleekness that is kind of missing for this one, and I don't like it, you know? You can kind of see the start of her toes. How do we feel about that? We don't feel anything about it. Actually, I don't feel. But Pepper, please let me know. What is the theme of Unova? What's the theme of Unova? What is the theme? What are we looking for this? In the meantime, I'm gonna grab a candy. Different opinions and shit, really? Oh, yay. I have a bubblegum. I don't know. I don't think it had a clear theme. Well, if that's the case, that means that there is no bonus question for Lisa. So let's do the math, folks. Let's do the math. That would be 26, meaning that that is 8.5. 8.5, people. 8.5. It feels like it should be lower. But it's 8.5, I guess. Alright. Moving on, then. Moving on. Let's keep it rolling. But talking about the one that everybody wanted to fucking talk about. Everybody wanted to talk about this bitch for some reason. Why? Do you guys like him? Do you guys like him a lot? No? Like, why does everybody wanted to talk about him? Why did everybody want to talk about him? People were telling me to move on from Elisa earlier. Not too much, but she's chill in the anime. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. In this case, somebody told me that he was a nerd, but I feel like he's a nerd in the same way that a gamer would be. Like, because of the Game Boy, they took a Gemaru kid. I know, he looks like Toge Maru actually. So, you didn't read my opinion on the Unova theme. Okay, let me just read it back. From my point of view, it's a sense of community between towns. Like, you can kind of tell that every town has a strong identity. I would beg to differ because the town from Cillian, Chile, and Cress, they're supposed to be cowboys. Like, they're supposed to be kind of like Cowboys Western, and that's supposed to be what their city is based on, and it doesn't feel like that. So, I beg to differ. I do think that they have a lot of a strong sense of community. That is true, but not of a. I don't really feel that from Cressa City. Anyway, so in this case, the electric teaming comes by way of a gamer. He's a gamer. And you can tell, I feel like this bitch will probably play League of Legends on the daily. He will play Yasuo, go bot lane, and go 1-10. That will be his whole thing. He strikes me a bit of a toxic gamer, not gonna lie. And I think I really like that. Strayton is a cowboy town. That's what the concept was. If you go look up the concept from Crestilian and Chile, it's supposed to be a cowboy town. They're actually supposed to be like Western boys. I actually think I hate the green on his shoes. Maybe white would have worked better. The thing is, though, we're talking about the child that is at most 10 years old. Because that's apparently the legal age for murder in Pokemon World. You're considered an adult at 10 years old, apparently. But to me, the reason I feel like the green works because this is a child character. Because if you ever seen children's shoes, they tend to be this kind of shades of bright and ugly. Because children like bright colors. They're just like bright colors. So I feel like it worked. And honestly, I don't really have that much to say. I think the theme is perfect. He's a gamer. He's a nerd. He's toxic. You can tell by the way that his eyebrow curls. And I really like the little Pikachu scarf. You know? The little Pikachu scarf is quite cute design. It's just a little bit of a charm point. just in case you needed to know more that this is an electric type gym leader, he has a Pikachu scarf. And I think that's pretty. I think there's nothing to change. I don't really have that many opinions about Togedemaru boy. I forget how to pronounce his name. How do you pronounce his name? Can anybody give me a pronunciation guide on this? Because I don't know how to pronounce his name. Sophocles? 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 Sophocles. Sophocles. Okay, that makes sense. Why is his name like that? Why does he... Like the Greek guy. Why is he named after a Greek god or something? Interesting. Okay. Let's go to the chart. Alright. We have... I think the theme is really... I think the theme is really exciting, but it's nothing like too mind-blowing. Like, don't get me wrong. It just doesn't really... It just doesn't feel like it could... Like, it goes there. Like, it feels like the concept could have been brought up a bit better. You know. But then again, though, he's a child, so... I guess there's nothing more than you can do except for give him a Tamagotchi, I guess, so... But there's just something that is missing. I don't really feel like the concept is fully realized. It's nice, it's cute. It's something missing. This one in particular, I'm gonna have to go to this. No, actually, I will go this. I will give him 4 points. The reason why, though, is that he could easily be mistaken for a Pokemaniac. The Pokemaniac trainer class actually tends to be an old man most of the time. But if you told me that this was a Pokemaniac version of a Pokemaniac child, I would absolutely believe you. So unfortunately, he does look like an NPC. I can tell he's typing. He still looks like an NPC. I appreciate that all the Pokemon that I made a reference from here are electric type Pokemon. He still looks like an NPC. So sadly, we're gonna have to give him a 4 points on that one. And color palette, I think the color palette's great. It generally feels like a child dressing himself. It's kind of a newbie, so I think it makes sense. Yeah, I can see that. Still though, the fact that he looks like a normal Pokemon. Then again though, he's not a gym leader. They're supposed to be the Kahunas. So, I guess that makes sense, but at the same time, not really. I have to be impartial with this. And being impartial means that he still gets a 4 on that. The colors are still good. I can tell that this is a child who dressed himself. Those are his favorite... Oh, trial captain. Sorry, a trial captain. You're right. He's a trial captain. So, I find the shoes to be great. This is genuinely the shoes that a child would pick. Bright, sort of throw shoes. They always wear it with everything, no matter what he's going for. And he would also always wear that scarf, no matter what's going on, because he's a child. They pick up their favorite things. So, colors are great. I love them. So let's give it a ranking that is 8 plus 4 plus 10, 22 divided by 3. That is a 7. He gets a solid 7. That's because all the trial captains are very young. That's kind of the point of the region. That is true. Like, I'm pretty sure that weirdly enough, that I have no other way of saying this is I think the theme of Alola, the underlying theme, aside from climate change and everything, is also the Americanization of Hawaii. Like how they're making Hawaii into a vacation town and erasing tradition. So it makes a lot of sense. I think he gets a point. He gets an extra point from that because he does fit the theme a lot. You know. Most of the children are part of the island. I'm pretty sure he's not actually. Because of his name, he doesn't strike me like he's part of the island. Is he part of the island actually? I don't remember. Is he actually part of the archipelago? Was he born there, or was he just, or he is just there, or he was just brought there by his parents? The name is an assault in Japanese. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Hello. Let's move on to the last one. Actually, we have 2 more. I just forgot to download her, but we'll talk about her later. Shit. You guys give me 1 second, okay? Give me 1 second. 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 Just so you guys know, I did not save the chart, and I just closed it. So we're gonna do it with this screenshot, okay? We're gonna do it with this screenshot. This screenshot will have to do. No one else. This is all of it. There is no one else. But the thing is, you are missing the goat. You are missing the goat, bro. You are missing the goat. Wait, I haven't heard from YouTube chat for a while. YouTube chat, are you guys still there? Are you guys still there? Is my stream not reading YouTube chat anymore? Turbo, are you there? Is anybody there on YouTube chat? I'm so sorry. My chat is literally not showing YouTube chat anymore. I don't know why. Weird. I'm gonna have to check that later. So, folks, if you're on YouTube and you want to participate in chat, it may be better for you to move on Twitch, because it seems like my chat is malfunctioning and it's not showing me YouTube chat anymore. I'm so sorry. All right. Hold on. The thing is, though, Pepper, you're not accounting for the goat, and I am so sad that you're not. It's so sad that you do not remember the goat. How dare you not remember her name? How dare you not remember her name? How dare you? You're getting banned for this. You're getting the ban button. Fuck you! No, fuck you, bitch! What do you mean you don't remember Voltage Miku? You're such a fake fan. You're such a fake fan of Miku. But yeah, remember, folks, as a bonus, we are ranking Miku in the gym leaders video. So, yeah. Yeah, my YouTube chat is just fucking dead, dude. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to open it in another tab. There we go. Meow meow. Meow meow. Meow meow. Alright. Let's do this then. First of all, let's talk about the last gym leader to come out, which is Iono. Now, Iono is Gargura. There is no like doubts about that, right? Iono is quite literally a reference to Gargura. No, Pepper. They talked about it. They talked about it. Part of the inspiration is virtual YouTubers. Iono Iono actually streams. You're an asshole. Okay, everybody, chat. Crush Pepper's balls. Crush that Pepper. Make him into paper flakes. How fucking dare you? How dare you? Wow. Not today. Not the day after Saba debut. Not the day after her debut are you gonna do this. How dare you? How dare you do that to her? Alright. So, moving that out of the way, Iono is indeed a streamer. That's what she is. She's an influencer. And the main thing that I just have me thinking is, I actually don't really know what she's wearing. Like, to be quite honest, this is reading so much like Sword and Shield character design more than Paldea. Like, it's the Vtuber syndrome, right? Sometimes Vtubers just look a certain way, and she looks like a Vtuber. So maybe that's intentional. Now, she is an influencer, and there is a stereotype of influencers that they're always wearing sports clothing. So it makes sense. It makes sense. I think it makes sense. However, because she's wearing sporty things, she reads a lot more like she belongs in Sword and Shield. So that is my main criticism about her. Is that she just looks like she doesn't belong in Paldea. She looks like she will stay, but she will be better. She will be better in Sword and Shield in Galar. Otherwise, though, Iono's a very competent little piece of design. Like, you can't really tell that this is an OC do not steal of the kind type, you know? Like, I'm sure that she colored her hair this way. She's actually wearing colored lenses. She's wearing colored lenses. And I wouldn't be surprised if her teeth are actually prosthetics, you know, if she was wearing a denture. I wouldn't be surprised if that part of her personality is crafted too. Like, Iono has a very crafted personality. It is obvious from the way that she presents herself. This is so biased. You can say the same about Elessa. Well, the thing is, though, is that I did say it. They're supposed to be clips. They're not actually supposed to be Magnemites. Like, they're not supposed to be alive. They're just supposed to be, like, you know, very modern clips, apparently. At least according to the wiki. The wiki says that they're objects, that they're not Magnemite. So, but I wasn't saying that as a negative, though, Pepper. I don't know where you get that from. So, like I said, Iono's personality and her stream persona, which is what she's wearing, is very crafted. She's very crafted. You can't tell that this is not how she would probably actually dress IRL. You know? And I feel like for that, for making somebody who takes into a streamer persona, makes a lot of sense. It really does. She's quite literally doing VTubing IRL. She's doing cosplay of her own VTuber when she streams IRL, you know? So I think Iono is just perfect. There is not really that much I have to say about it. I love the addition of the Magnemites as a piece of design, because you do kind of run the danger with her hair color and her dressing that you may think that this might be a fairy type. So the Magnemites really do a lot of work to ground her into the electric type. So I think she's just great. I don't think there's anything to say. I love her hair. I love her hair. I think that's the best piece. I don't know how her hair would work IRL. I don't really know how you would make that possible. Maybe she's wearing a wig. Maybe she's wearing a wig. This is just a cosplay wig. Who knows? But I really like Iono. I really just don't have anything to say negative about her. I think there's a lot of I recall in theory a theory that said that she's an actual Vtuber and Larry is the person who used it as a model. Are you saying that Larry is doing overtime as a streamer? Is that what you're saying? I mean, I could see that. I could see that. I could say that to you if it wasn't for the fact that in the game Larry and Iono do talk to each other. And apparently, according to what it is said, is that Iono has mentioned before that she doesn't like how public her life is now, but that she does enjoy the attention that streaming gives her. And honestly, such a fucking mood, bitch. It's such a mood. That is so mood. You are not a streamer if you're not an attention whore. And she clearly is one. And I love that for her. I feel very, very identified and very called out by Miss Vtuber Iono. There is also something that her actual thing says. Like on the story, it is actually said that she's very insecure about the content that she leads and about the content that she puts out. And that she doesn't like rejection and being ignored. And again, I feel seen. It is me. Right there. Look, hold on. Hold the phone. Everybody hold the phone. It's me. Right here. I'm being represented. This is who they're talking about. I need royalty. I need royalties for these. No, that's not bitch. It's not projection. It quite literally says right here. Hold on, let me read her Bulbapedia. Hold on. Iono is a popular streamer and an influencer from the Paldea region who runs the Iono Zone. A live stream where she showcases her work as a gym leader. She prioritizes viewer engagement and frequently collaborates with other popular figures, such as Tulip. Through these collaborations can sometimes affect her self-esteem. Such a mood. And she doesn't like being rejected. Despite her overwhelming popularity, making it difficult to go unnoticed, she reveals to Larry that she enjoys the attention. She is known for her unique mixing of language, a quirk called Iononese, by her and her fans. Her popularity has caught the attention of very significant figures, including Salvatore, who mentions her in his language class, and Grasha, who was a fan of her early content before she focused more on clicks and sponsorships. We love a sellout. We love that. Go get that coin, Miss Iono. Iono no longer reads the comments on her streams due to negative feedback from certain fans. Salvatore, however, has more of a positive relationship with her, affectionately calling her Mademoiselle Magnemite. Her fans, known as the Iono High Squad, often refer to her as Miss Iono, where Tully calls her No. Iono herself calls her fans the Iono Zoners, or simply Chat. She is aware that many of her most loyal fans are students, including those attending Blueberry Academy. Often valuing her viewers' reactions more than winning battles, Iono sometimes regrets going too far for her content. As seen as her conversation with Clavel in the League Club, though she is brightened up by Clavel complimented the nickname Mr. Walksabout she gave him on her stream. Interestingly, Iono notices that her viewer count spikes whenever she loses a battle, though she doesn't understand why. That's because I relate to that so much because my chat is also rooting for my downfall. You guys want to see me fail. You guys love to see my failures. It's the reason why you enjoyed the stream from yesterday so much. You love me getting fucking killed in Metal Gear Solid, and I love that. Okay, continue reading. Iono is highly animated by her movement. She often shakes with clenched teeth in awkward or intense situations. And in battle, she continually steps up and down in place. Her oversized jacket frequently conceals her hands, so actions like waving or holding a Pokeball are done by her coat arms. She's autistic. We love that. The dainty throwing style she uses in battle is the same as available for the player at the League Club and is shared with Poppy. Anyway. Sorry about that. I just had the need to prove Pepper wrong. I just had the need to prove Pepper wrong. That's all. That's all. Miss Rinen one says, we're in April Fool. That's July, isn't it? Shut up! Oh my god. I'm gonna go. You know what? I am not here to take this bullshit. I'm not here to take it no more. I did not come here in this channel to be disrespected in this way. How dare you? How fucking dare you? Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to the actual chart. The very official chart that I did not take a screenshot of because I forgot to save the chart. All right. Let's go to this. There is a concept, and the concept is really interesting. We live for a streamer. I relate. I relate so fucking much. I now have this voice forever. This is my voice for reading, and now it's become a vocals theme. I don't know why I'm doing this anymore. I don't know why I did that. Oh god, it's gonna stick with me now, isn't it? It's gonna stick with me talking like that, huh? Shit. Anyway. To be fair, in some countries it's celebrated in other months. Yeah, in Latin America it's December. It is I think in November, I think. But yeah, I did say when it's April Fool, I did say, and to Pablo's defense, I did say when it's April Fools, and I did say it's July, isn't it? I did say that. So in Pablo's defense, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Okay. I think her concept is great. The concept of a streamer being an electric type gym leader is fucking awesome. And the fact that she's literally a VTuber. The fact that she's fucking Gargora. She's a reference to Gargora. It's so fucking iconic. And I see myself in this picture and I do not like it. I do not appreciate being my likeness being stolen. 07 to Miss Gora. You will never mistake them from an NPC. You're never gonna mistake Iono for an NPC. I don't know what kind of NPCs you're seeing, but you will never mistake Miss Iono with an NPC. I don't think you could ever do that. It's impossible. She has magna minds on her head, for Christ's sake. That is not a normal person. This is a person with ADHD. Where is this fucking phone call? You better answer the fucking phone right now, you fucking whore. You better answer the phone right now. Hello. Why can I not hear you? Why are you not... Are you speaking? Why can I not hear you? I can't hear you. God damn it. Hello? Pepper! Am I crazy? Can you guys hear him? You are speaking, but I can't hear you.
I
Why?
don't know. Hello. Hi.
Oh, there you are. Whore.
Hi.
You fucking whore.
Sorry. I know technically every single Ghibli here is an NPC. But I know what you mean.
I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna zoom in real quick. What does this fucking say? What does this say, Lisa?
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna shove a Pokeball so far up your ass, bitch.
I know.
I'm leaving now. Bye. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's talk about the goat. Oh, actually, I need to do yeah, her colors are nice. She's a 10 out of 10. Whatever. We all know that Iono's perfect. Iono couldn't do anything wrong. Let's talk about the goat though. Let's talk about the goat, Miss Dom Dimadong. I'm sorry. When I see voltage electric type Miku, I just cannot stop. I just cannot not see Dom Dimadong. It's the hat. It's the cowboy hat. So, from what I understand, the concept of electric type Miku is that she's stuck between being a cowboy and she's stuck between being an engineer. She's also an engineer in this game. But if I remember correctly, the region that the artist chose to be based on is actually Galar. So she also has an extra layer of being part of a sports team. And I don't know. I'm gonna be so for real. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why she's British. She's British. She's British. I don't really know what's going on with this design, to be honest. It feels a little out of the wazoo. I don't think I could ever correlate a cowboy with electric types. I can see an engineer. Of course I can see an engineer. That is normal, right? But I am confused. I have multiple amounts of confused right now with this design. But I just think it's a nice concept. It's a nice concept. I will not lie to you. I feel like it's a nice concept. But I will have to admit that I feel like there's something going on. There's something going on that I'm not quite convinced about. I really like it. I actually really do fucking like it. But it feels weird. And also, she doesn't look like she belongs in any sports team. As for representing the electric type, I think she does great. Her hair quite literally being lightning bolts does everything. It's everything for it. Maybe Marie would have been more sensitive partner. Well, the thing is because in all technicality, what's the name of this Pokemon again? Shit. Rotom? Rotom is in all technicality a program. Rotom is an AI. So that makes sense with Miku because Miku is also a program. What are you guys talking about? It's supposed to be the Pokemon are related to Miku, guys. It's supposed to be related to Miku. But yeah. As for color palette, I think the color palette is great. The color palette is gay. No, the color palette is great. The color palette is great. You can't go wrong with white. We can't go wrong with white. Welcome back, you Eddie. How you doing? I love Iono too. She got a perfect 10 out of 10. And she's quite literally the representation of every Vtuber ever. We read her Wikia page, where we basically read her lore. And she's so fucking relatable. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm in this picture and I don't like it. But yeah. Miku gets, that's a 28. So that would be a 9.5. She's almost perfect. I just don't understand what her concept is. Her concept is a little bit muddled. But yeah, with that, folks, we can call this episode of Pokemon Fashion Review adjourned. How do you guys like the new style? Do you like it better like this? Do you like it better with the chart? If there would be a elected gym leader in Gen 10, what theme would you pick for the design? Actually, they've done a lot. They've done a lot of the themes that I would do already. But one in particular that is coming to mind to me about is I'm surprised they haven't done an actual computer. Like an actual computer that simulates Pokemon battles. You know? Like talking about AI and shit. I'm surprised they haven't done an AI character, particularly with Paldea, which is supposed to be past and future. Stealing our jobs. I mean, yeah, but I would personally do a computer though. Just straight up a computer. Anime kinda did that with Clement's robot. Fair. But I mean like an actual computer. Like I'm quite, you know what I'm picturing? Hold on. I need to go with reverse 1999 for this. Hold on. Let me just grab this real quick. I'm gonna have to remake the chart, by the way, because I accidentally deleted it. Like Plankton's wife? Not quite. I'm talking something like this. This is what I'm talking about. Imagine this, but with a computer. That's what I would do. Give me a musician with toxicity. I mean, the funny thing is that there's actually a post-on-tab musician already. Like, I forget what her name is. I think she's from Black... Oh, yeah, she's actually from Black and White. A post-on-tab musician. The Black and White... The Black and White post-on gym leader. Hold on. She's still a musician. That's what I'm talking about, though. That's the... You just... The concept that you're giving me... Oh, whatever, Pepper, whatever. Okay, the concept that you're giving me, though, with toxicity as their ace, man, as their ace, is so giving me that same concept. Because the funny thing is that toxicity is also a poison type. So, if Rosie, who had come out after toxicity came out, you know that toxicity would be her ace. You know? What if she's a hologram instead? That could be cute too. I would like that actually. I would like that a lot. A hologram as a type gym leader. But yeah, that's what the theme that I would give it. I would give it AI. You know, an AI that simulates batter. Whether it's an actual computer, something like this, or a hologram, that would be my choice. That would be what I would do. But yeah, anyway, we were saying, do you guys like the chart? I know that Pepper said that the chart helped a lot. Do you now feel a little bit less inclined about fighting me, Pepper? Do you feel a bit less inclined? It does help, yeah. I figured that it would be a lot better for me to be able to be more fair with ranking. You know. Oh, whatever, Pepper. I did not give Iono a bad score. You're just being a sore loser. I'm sorry that Alicia is such peak design and you can't see that. I'm so sorry for you. You need a pointer with your hand. I mean, I do have one. Remember, I have my drawing hand. Do you guys want me to bring that out too? For the future streams, would you guys like me to bring out the hand as well? We can do that. I'm down for that. That would be cool, yeah. Okay, well, I will bring out the drawing hand then. I will bring out the drawing hand. Okay, folks. With that out of the way, though, it was a pleasure to entertain you today. I'm really happy about how the way that the stream did today. I think we did great. I think you also... That's a woman, damn it. Turbo, are you very far behind with the stream? I feel like the stream may be very far behind on YouTube. And if it is, I am so sorry. Okay. Anyway. Folks, as I said, it was a pleasure to entertain you today. I'm so glad that you guys had fun with the stream. Mine is in sync. Maybe just me. Maybe just Turbo. The char helps. Thank you. I'm glad that it does. I'm glad that it does, Turbo. I'm glad I made it in time to witness that at least I've redesigned. Maybe one day I'll do a series of redesigning Pokemon, of redesigning Pokemon gym leaders. Maybe one day. But yeah. As I said though, I feel like this is the best stream so far of this series, and I'm really glad that the chart is helping and that you guys are agreeing and that you guys are interacting. That you guys are interacting with me, because I really do like when you guys give me as much as I give shit to Pepper, you know. As much as I give shit to Pepper for being a little shit, I really do like when you guys give me your ideas, your opinions, and you guys correct me on things. You know, I really do like that. That's really fun. So I would appreciate it if you guys do it even more often. I like the interaction that we can have in these streams. But yeah, one last question before I go. Who was your GOAT design? Who was the best design, in your opinion, from the electric gym leaders? In my opinion, the best one is Elisa. Followed closely by Watson. I genuinely enjoyed Watson. I'm so for real with you. I genuinely enjoyed Watson. But Elisa, I just have to choose my girl. Elisa, maybe even your redesign. Oh, thank you. That is so nice of you. Iono. Okay, fair picks. Damn, I guess fuck Clemens, huh? Boruto's that? You like Bulkner? Damn. I guess you really like. You really do like salt. You like water, huh? You like water, a layer. It's okay. It's fair to like a Bulkner. Bulkner is kind of hot. He can break me apart with his knee in his knees. I appreciate that. I really like that. Sorry, you don't have to be sorry. I'm really happy that you enjoyed my redesign, even though I spent a lot of time on it for no reason. All right, well, folks, all we have to do before we leave is to do a raid. So let's see who we're gonna raid tonight. Is anybody playing Pokemon? Is anybody who I actually want to raid? Well, let's see if we can meet somebody new. Oh, somebody's playing Pokemon Violet for the first time. Maybe we can go give them some love. Oh, his model is really cute. Oh, he's adorable. Let's go say hello to our new person. Shall we, folks? Let's say hello to our new person. So we're going to say hello to Moon Nuna OG. I don't know if that's his actual name, but he's really cute. And it has not. And maybe you know. The fact that I find him cute has nothing to do with the fact that he's a redhead, okay? It has nothing to do with that. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Don't talk to me. Okay? Don't talk to me. Anyway, folks, go follow with the raid. If you have a subscription, make sure to use the period emote, because that is my raid emote. Just go say period to them. Period. Use the period emote to say hello. That's not the period emote. That's the That's not the period emote. Oh, you guys are so stupid. Anyway, if you can, use the period emote. If not, then just use whatever emote you have on hand. Okay? Alright, let's go raid. Let's go say hello. Have a lovely day, guys. Good night. And remember, the Cherry Bomb Blossom Boutique always appreciates you.